Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to make what I call the easy raw dog food recipe. It has just a few basic ingredients, and I'm going to show you what we have. First off, we start out with 10 pounds of raw ground beef. We have 10 cups of cooked white rice, and we have 18 crushed hard-boiled eggs, and we use the Dynamite dog supplement, the powder, and the Liquid Chops fatty acid supplement, which has omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids in it, and natural source vitamin E. Okay, first off, I want to start with the hard-boiled eggs. Now, I've broken most of them up and crumbled them up there, but this is the important part of this. These, what we do is we take these eggs and we use the egg shells with them because this adds the calcium to the diet. Egg shells have a very highly digestible form of calcium. It's linked with one of the proteins. It's a calcium carbonate, but it's linked with a protein which really helps in absorption. So what I'm doing here is, you see, I'm crunching up this egg right on it, the eggshell on it, real small and everything. And I kind of massage it around real good. And then I just break it up and put it in the bowl here like this. Now you can also, you could whip this in a blender or something like that. But this is good for most dogs. So you see we've got 18 hard-boiled eggs, and we're going to add those to this mixture. So it's kind of like, it actually turns out to be kind of like making a meatloaf. Nothing's disgusting or anything here. So what I do is I just mix this all together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 tube of the Liquid Chops fatty acid supplement. This really helps round out. It has very highly digestible omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, and then it's also coupled with the natural source vitamin E, which is just great. So we're just going to, squirt that in there and get that all in there like that. And I'm going to mix it in a second here, but all right. So there's a tube of that. And then what we're going to do is, this is the Dynamite dog supplement. It's a powder. Now, a lot of people ask about, what about vegetables and all these kind of things and fruits and stuff. And dogs are carnivores. They have a hard time breaking down stuff with like the vegetables, the raw stuff, and all that kind of stuff. This has a number of things that have some real kind of like vegetable goodness, basically. This has alfalfa nutrient concentrate in it, which is kind of like if you were to take alfalfa and juice it, and then dry the juice and powderize the juice. Very, very small particles, very highly digestible. It has all the great stuff that any sort of green vegetable would have. It has all sorts of minerals in it because we have kelp in here, and it has omega-3s too, and it has live beneficial bacteria and different B vitamins and digestive enzymes. It's just loaded with good stuff. So this is a really good way to round out this diet. It's important to understand, if you don't do this, if you don't add the supplements, these diets are deficient, okay? And your dog could develop a number of nutritional deficiency diseases. So what we're going to do here is, this recipe here makes about 38 cups of dog food. And now the instructions on this jar are use 1 tablespoon per 10 pounds body weight. Now these instructions out here are typically for someone feeding kibble. I'm going to tell you another way to do this. The way to do this with this recipe, we're going to do this raw, these homemade dog foods, is to use 1 to 2 tablespoons per cup of food. Okay? This is, like I said, it's about 38 cups. This works out, and I am rounding a little bit, this works out to about 2 cups of Dynamite needs to go into this particular recipe. This jar basically holds 6 cups, okay? So this jar will make 3 of these recipes for you. All right, so we're just going to pour this into this measuring cup. Now it has a tablespoon scooper in there, and if you were making small amounts, you could do that, and that would be fine as well. So now this is, like I said, it's 1 to 2 tablespoons per cup of food. This, what you're seeing me add right now, is the 1 tablespoon version. Okay, if your dog has horrendous health conditions, terrible skin, shedding, and all sorts of problems, you may want to double this. Okay, so you could conceivably be using 4 cups. All right, and we're going to have that both ways on the webpage. So we're just going to sprinkle this on like that, okay? And then I'm back to mixing, and just try to get it all in there, real uniform. Okay, this is the completed dog food recipe. It's all mixed together. Like I said before, it looks kind of just like meatloaf. I'm going to tell you something that works out really good, that I found that works out really good, and it's going to be a real time saver. You get yourself some of these, storage containers. These are like a Glad, they're kind of a semi-disposable, but they're not really disposable. And if you have a number of dogs or one dog, you can get different sizes of these. And what I recommend you do is you take an idea like you're going to a couple days worth, and you put this, you just scoop this stuff in there, and you store it in your freezer. So you can, however much, you could, like say you have one little dog, you could have all these little Tupperwares with a couple days worth, and you put them all in the freezer. And then when you see that you're getting low in the refrigerator, because you store the stuff before you feed it to your dog in the refrigerator, then you just bring one out and you thaw it out, and you're ready to go. And then what you have is you also have, like when we typically make this, we'll have 4 or 6 containers. And we fill the 4 or 6 containers, there's nothing left, they all go in the freezer. We start pulling them out every other day or so. We get down to a couple of containers. We say, hey, we have to make some more dog food. We make it. We have the empty containers. We dump them right in the empty containers, and we're back rolling again. Works better than anything I've used. We started off putting them on like wax paper, making kind of patties and all this kind of stuff. It just became real labor intense. This turned out to be the easiest thing. And like I said, we just store it in the refrigerator, the stuff we're feeding from, and the long-term stuff we store in the freezer. And it just works out great. We just spoon it out and give it to our dogs, and they just absolutely love it. Okay, this is my little girl Lily, and as you can see, she's a little tiny dog. She's only, I think, 7, 8 pounds. She just loves it. She's looking at that big, big bowl of it there and thinking, oh, that's all mine. But I'm sure your dog will love it too, and it's really healthy and nutritious, and easy to make. So good luck with it. Thanks.